Oh shit, we're live. We're live. Oh shit. Sorry, I was chugging over here this tea. Welcome, guys. Happy Friday. What's going on? Happy Friday, guys. It is a good Friday, right? BP's first. Hold on. BP's first. What's going on, bro? Philly's in the house. Bullish. What's going on, bro? What is going on, guys? Happy Friday. Welcome. I hope you guys had a great week. If you're still finishing off your week, working, whatever the case is, guys, I'm here to tell you it's going to be all right. I think we're going to make it. So keep grinding, keep getting that money. Let's jump right into this, guys. So let's see here. So BP said, let's go, gang. We are here live. Market looking good. I put a long on Bitcoin and XRP. I see Holo Chain coin pumping too. Nice. We can pull that up in a minute. Gina's in the house. What's going on, girl? I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of pumped, right? Like, no Diddy, but I'm like pumped. Like, I'm just like, you feel it. You feel it coming back to the market, right? I mean, right now, let's just look at this. Bitcoin sitting at 64,400. If you asked me a month ago, would I be happy to see Bitcoin at 64? Obviously, we'd be like, hell no, because we were at like 69. Right, but after everything that we've gone through, looking at 64 for right now, looking absolutely amazing, guys. So cheers to you guys. Shout out to Twisted Tea. I'm still waiting for that sponsorship. Their sales have gone up in the last few months since we started drinking this on the channel. Not just myself, but everybody out here, the whole No FUD squad. So let's get right into this, guys. So like I said, Bitcoin right now 64,400. And a little bit more than that, breaking above the 200-day moving average, guys. Finally breaking above that 200-day moving average, but really breaking above this 61.6 area right here. You guys can see we finally broke above that 61.6 area. This thing was dreaded. I'm zooming in a little bit on the charts. I want to see something here. But you guys can see this 61.6 was an area that we just could not break above in the last few weeks. I mean, bam. All these times we kept coming up and retesting, and I told you guys eventually we're going to break above it, right? We just didn't know when. And for now, it looks like we have broke clean above it, and we actually broke above the 200-day, which we flew right by. 1, 2, the 63.3 right here, the 63.4, somewhere around there was another spot that was going to be a big spot for some resistance. Obviously flying right by there as well, and basically us hitting our head right before the 64.9. But you know what? We will take it. We will take it, guys. If you can see, obviously from this low right here to where we're at right now, Bitcoin has retraced a good spot. I mean, we've jumped up about 30% from that low, just from Bitcoin alone. 30% from about 2 weeks ago from that bottom at 49K. So Bitcoin's looking great. Honestly, let's jump right over to the crypto bubbles just to see, kind of get a spectrum of what's going on with the whole alt community out there. You can see all the altcoins right now are absolutely ripping. Sui up 20%, Fetch is up 20%, Sats. Ordinals, my Ordinals is up almost 14% today, doing great. Going across, I don't see anything in the red right now on the top 100. Nothing's in the red right now. Everything is absolutely doing great. I wouldn't say absolutely ripping. Some projects are, but you can see majority of the projects are up at least 5 to 10%. Popcat up over 25% right now. Absolutely killing it. So, I mean, things are looking great, guys. We needed something like this today to give you that hopium and understand that when we see those red times, those red days, those red weeks, it's rough. But if you are able to take advantage of those, you're going to do well. Like I always tell you guys, right? And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, guys. So welcome again. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. Let me see here. Jasmy's in the house. Larry, told you it was a done deal with RFK. We're going to cover that up. We're going to cover that here in a minute. And why I think the markets are rallying off of that as well. So ordinals right now, I have the chart up sitting at around 35.71. We did run up and hit our head around $36 for ordinals, looking great. Small little bull flag that we have formed on ordinals. So we'll see how this plays out, if we're going to continue to see more of some upward movement. Obviously, we are going into the weekend. So, you know, sometimes, a lot of times, we when we get into the weekends, things slow down, right? Things will slow down most of the time, right? Unless there's some big things going on. We're going to cover some news on everything that's going on, why the markets are possibly, you know, rallying even more. You know, we have not just the Bitcoin up almost 7% today, guys. The stock market's not looking bad at all. DXY is down to $100 today, guys. Down to $100. Everything right now, everything right now is playing out like it's almost like we're baking a cake. I've used this analogy before. It's like we're baking a cake, and for this cake to come out perfectly, right? AKA Bitcoin plus 100K. We got to have the right recipe, right? And it seems like everything is starting to fall in place now. It is obviously very early right now. Things can obviously go right back to where we were, right? So we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But like I said at the beginning of the stream, this is the type of stuff that we need to kind of just give you back that hopium and understand that when we're in the red, it sucks. It sucks. But if you can take advantage of it and have patience, it will play out for you. It will play out for you. What blows my mind right now is that we're still at 48 neutral. Yesterday we were at 50. It actually went down a little bit for the fear and greed index. That's absolutely like insane right now. You would think, unless this is not updated, you would think that we would be probably getting back closer towards that 55, 60 area, getting close to around greed. But hey, we'll take it. If we're up right now to 64,500 and we're still in neutral, you better be ready, because we're going to be flying up when we get into greed. So, Amore's in the house, said, Mog is finally gotten me in the green. Nice. Even calls up. I know, bro. I saw that too. We're going to cover DeFi. DeFi actually looks like it bounced pretty well. So, we're going to cover that as well. Man. It's like I have allergies, but I don't have allergies. I'm trying to get this Twisted Tea to clear my passages up. Right now, Solana, same thing, broke above its 200-day, and I think as we look at a lot of these altcoins, they're going to be all doing the same thing, where, like I've been specifying for the last few weeks, a lot of these projects have been below their 200-day. Now, a lot of them, as of today, as of right now, they have broke above their 200-day, which is back to being a very bullish sign, right? Very bullish. If a project, even a stock, is below its 200-day, it's technically bearish. Once you break above that 200-day and you can stay above, find that support, that's what you want to see. And you can see as I zoom in, this is on the 30-minute. Look at these candles. Bounced off the 200-day, went up. Now look at this. We got it bounce off this this spot right here. That's some support. I'm sorry, resistance. Now it's some possibly support run 151 right here. So, I mean, I'm still want to see more candles, at least find, if we're going to come down, I want to see them find that support at that 151, just giving us that confidence that we are staying up for right now. So, but guys, across the board, looks absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. If you guys can see on the side of the screen right here, all the watch lists that we have for the channel, obviously this is just a little piece of it, but everything is in the freaking green right now. Ladies, right now, looking great, up 11% right now. You can see that looks beautiful. Let's see here. What do we have? XRP's up, Arbitrum's up 7%, ICP's up, looking great, curling up towards the upside at $8.69. Fetch is killing it today at $1.19, almost $1.20. Myro is killing it today at around 8.6 cents right here. Not looking bad. Kind of pissed on this one with Myro because I've been eyeing the hell out of it. PEPE's up 10%. Jasmy well above 2 cents now. Broke above its 200-day. Looks fantastic, guys. Absolutely looks great for the market. So definitely very happy about that. Today we saw Jerome Powell speak. Who watched the Jackson Hole meeting today? Who watched it? It was so, bro. He came out for 10 minutes. My boy came out for 10 minutes. But let me explain to you why that was a good thing, right? He came out for 10 minutes, right? And he was very dovish. He was very dovish, pretty much in a sum of everything that I gathered, right? He pretty much said that inflation has been pretty much taken care of, right? As far as and the spike. They don't think that inflation is going to come back. Obviously, they're not going to just get ahead of themselves and just reduce rates like crazy, but what it sounded like was that the Jerome Powell and his people, all his people back there, they're all pretty much confident in starting to do some solid interest ease as far as interest rates, right? So with that being said, you're starting to see the shift again from the 1.5% over towards the 1.75. The only reason why I think that a lot of people haven't shifted over, because a lot of people I think are in the camp of about 0.5%, right? And if you look at both of these on this chart, this is 0.5% to 0.75, and this is 1/4% to 0.5%. So you could be like, well, I think the Feds are priced in that the Feds are going to be going down about 0.5% interest rates, and you can technically be in both camps right here. If you understand what I'm saying. So a lot of people are honestly probably pushing towards that 0.5% right now. It sounded like they have everything in line to do this, right? It sounded like he was a little bit not worried, but it seems like they're now focusing on the unemployment rate. Unemployment has jumped up, like I told you guys. It moved up considerably fast, right? In the last 6 to 7 months, unemployment has jumped up about 1%, right? Still, technically, they consider it low. I'm thinking that they just like we always see them with their numbers, and they release numbers, right? The inflation numbers or the job reports, and then at 4 weeks down the road, a month down the road, whatever the case is, they give you a redact on the numbers, and it's what those numbers that they first released were completely wrong, which I'm thinking they're doing this shit on purpose. And what I'm thinking is that unemployment's probably over 5% right now. I'm honestly thinking that, but you have to remember, there's an election coming up in about 2 months from now, right? You have people that want to stay in power right now that are trying to run off of a good economy right now, right? I think if you are, the upper 1%, or you still have a great paying job, you're good. You're looking at, you're like, well, the economy's not doing bad because you can afford it. But you have majority of people that don't live like that, right? Majority of people, unfortunately, live at that poverty line or below it, and it's rough out there, right? Or you have a lot of middle class that's getting tanked in regards to high inflation numbers, high mortgage or rent, getting laid off at their big companies and stuff like that. These are the people that are feeling it the worst, right? So, it depends on who you talk to in regards to asking them their opinion on the economy. But I would say majority of the people, if you walk up to them, inner city people, you're going to probably see that they're it's rough out there right now. It's rough. It's expensive to live. It really is. So with that being said, I feel like they're skewing a lot of the numbers, and they kind of release them. Oh, sorry, actually there was 1 million jobs that really didn't get created this year. Did you guys see that article? We talked about this. 900,000 jobs technically didn't get created. That's almost puts it for the year 0 jobs created. Imagine if that was all over CNN and all that stuff. These people would be going crazy. They slid it under the rug real quick and it's gone, right? That's how they're doing it. So unfortunately, and I don't say this just because the left is in power. You'll see that from both sides, honestly, because whoever's in power wants to stay in power, so nowadays they can basically, I think this should be law that any numbers that are getting released have to be completely finalized and correct, but we're not living in those times right now. So Rug said, happy Friday, peeps. Gene came in and said, do you think Bitcoin will hit all-time highs this weekend? Absolutely not, Gene. I'm sorry to burst your bubbles, bro. We're not hitting all-time highs this weekend, dude. No way in hell. Now, I don't mean to say it like a big bear or anything like that, but you have to be real, bro. All-time highs this weekend? I really don't see that happening. We're not far away. We're about 14.5% away. We're about 14% away, so we're not far, but at the same time, you can see today we're rallying. We're up about 6.5%. It would take, maybe some solid days for us to have some good momentum like this, for us to get back up to all-time highs. I don't think the markets are necessarily ready yet. Not ready yet. Bullish. Bro, don't tell me that, man. We just talked about some stuff in the Discord, bro. If that's the case, bro, then I wouldn't buy in on anything right now, dude. If that's your situation, don't buy in on anything right now, bro. You need to figure out your situation, and I'm being honest with you, bro. Seriously. Let me know if you need anything, man. You're kind of crushing me over here. We're trying to stay pumped up over here, bro. So it looks like a lot of people watched the Jerome Powell today. I mean, it was 10, 15 minutes, nothing too crazy, but his wordage was great. That's what we wanted to see. But let's jump into some stuff. Let's cover the elephant in the room right now. We got two different things why the markets are running today, right? Obviously, Jerome Powell came out and he was pretty dovish in regards to basically reducing interest rates, right? We're all trying to figure out how much are we going to see in the reduction rates coming up in September. We'll see. But regardless, any kind of reduction is going to be a positive for the market. I don't think we're not going to be going to the moon immediately, but like I told you guys, long term, as they gradually do this, it's going to be nothing but positive for the markets, right? Historically speaking, when you see stuff like that, every time, if you go back in history, as far as with the Feds increasing rates or reducing rates, increasing obviously would usually is bearish on the markets. Reducing is usually bullish on the market. So let's see here. So crypto friendly RFK Jr. drops White House hunt. Wolin Kennedy name to Trump. So if you guys saw after Jerome Powell today, RFK Jr. he came out, and spoke today in regards to him suspending his campaign today. And basically, he didn't say that he was fully endorsing Donald Trump, but he said that he was going to be, if he had to choose between either or, he was going to most likely, he leans more towards Trump's policies, right? And I think the reason is, obviously, John F. K. he was a Democrat, right? But he was more leaning towards the middle, right? His party screwed him over. They didn't even give him a chance because those people, they're like, yeah, we're all about democracy. But you guys see what they did to Bernie Sanders. You guys see what they do. If the higher ups don't really want you, they're going to make sure that you're out of the way, right? They don't care what the people want whatsoever. It's what the higher ups want. And RFK was not what they wanted, right? So they didn't even want to give him a platform. We know that all the mainstream media is all left, right? So they did the same thing. They took their talking points and they basically blocked RFK from any kind of coverage, anything. They didn't want his name out there. They kept him out off of the debates, all that good stuff. They didn't want him to get any kind of exposure whatsoever. So what did he do is he left and he went to be independent, right? He holds a solid, like 5 to 8% of the votes right now. If they were to do a presidential election right now, he would probably take about 8% of the votes. With that being said, he knows that there's no chance for him right now. There's no chance for him, and I think that he is honestly mad at the Democrats mostly. So what is he doing is he's getting behind the other opponent and showing him some support slightly. He did mention that there's a lot of things that he's not in line with Trump. But he said, unfortunately, what his party's done to him and how radical they've become on certain things, that he just cannot get behind anybody that's over there right now. So Robert Kennedy, a high-profile fan of digital assets, has joined forces with the Republican against Kamala Harris, giving Trump an immediate bump in political prediction odds. And we're going to pull up Polymarket here in a second and see if anything's changed. Yesterday, Trump was at about 52%. Kamala was at around 48%, I believe. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has suspended his presidential campaign and will push his name from the ballots in 10 battleground states. Kennedy said he's joining the campaign in the potential second administration of Trump, with whom he said he hopes to work on a number of issues that have been central to RFK Jr.'s public life. So Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has suspended his, we already called that. So through Kennedy's family has a deep legacy of Democratic loyalty. The son of 1960s politician icon Robert F. Kennedy and nephew of former President John F. Kennedy, said he's pulling his name from the ballots in 10 battleground states. So if you guys aren't familiar, he did say if any states, right, like Florida is usually a Republican state, he's still actually going to be on the ballot for presidential election, right? But battleground states where it's usually kind of up in the air if it's a Democrat or a Republican state, he is going to not be on the ballots on those states because he wants to help backing whoever he supports, which is Trump. So he's taken, there's basically 10 states that he's going to be not on the ballots for. So he said, I no longer believe that I have a realistic path to electrical victory in the face of this relentless systemic censorship and media control. John F. Kennedy Jr. said Friday as a press event in Arizona, our polling consistently showed by staying on the ballot in the battleground states, I would likely hand the election over to the Democrats, with whom I disagree on essential issues. And in a Trump win, Kennedy said he joined the administration of the former president who benefited from a 2% bump on polymarket election betting as RFK spoke. Let's see here. So I don't know what they're talking about because if you look, yesterday Trump was at 52 and Kamala was at 48. Now Trump is down actually to 50 and Kamala's at 49 for right now. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about. But already higher for the session after U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell Friday morning indicated interest rates are heading lower in September. Bitcoin rose further, trading to 63,700 at the time of the press time, up 5% over the past 24 hours. Right now it's at 64,400. While RFK Jr. bears the outsized Kennedy name, he hasn't been embraced as the standard bearer by others in Kennedy's clan, many of whom endorsed President Joe Biden in April. Before Biden handed the Democratic nomination baton to Vice President Kamala Harris, RFK Jr.'s candidacy had widely been seen as more damaging to Trump than Harris, though it's unclear how many supporters he'll bring to bear for the Republican nominee. And from a crypto sector perspective, RFK doesn't have to sell Trump on joining his embrace of the industry because the former president is way ahead on that. So that's another thing too, is that RFK has expressed, remember, he's been, he's been on air talking about how pro crypto he is, right? He was talking about the same thing, that he would back the dollar at a certain amount by Bitcoin, right? And just a lot of bullish stuff that was coming from him that he would say he would do in regards to crypto. So I think that any administration that would team up and have RFK on their, on their team, I think it's going to be very good for crypto, particularly. Bullish, bro. Killing me, bro. Hope everything's okay, man. But yeah, so this is very good, guys. Today, obviously, if you're like, well, why is the markets rallying so much? And now, why? We already were rallying earlier. We had two good things today. Jerome Powell came out and basically indicated that we already knew it was for sure, but we needed to hear out of his mouth that they were going to be reducing interest rates. And then obviously with Kennedy forming up or joining forces with Trump, two pro crypto people, right? That just gives a lot of potential that if Trump does get in office, remember, we're not talking about policy. We're not getting political. I'm just saying if this was the same thing for Harris, I'd be saying the same thing, right? So I'm not getting political whatsoever. I'm just saying anybody that gets pro crypto in the White House, we want to see, right? So hopefully Harris changes her stance too, because I told you guys this. If both parties are very pro crypto, it's a win-win for us, right? Because we know that it's a 50-50 that one of them are going to get into the White House, right? We just want both parties to be crypto. We don't want one party to not be crypto and the other one, because then it's a 50% that, that we're not going to have, someone that's looking out for crypto. So those are the two big things that we did see today. And then obviously this is going to pretty much summarize what we kind of already talked about. Let's see here. So Bitcoin price pushes higher as Fed Powell signals incoming rate cuts. Bitcoin to 70,000 soon. Win Lambo. Win Lambo. Win Lambo, guys. You guys see I added a bull to the members only emojis. If you want to get those special emojis, make sure you guys hit that join. This weekend we're going to be adding a bunch of stuff. I'm going to do a whole revamp on the emojis for the members only. So let's see here. So Bitcoin price surged to new 2-week highs on Friday, exceeding 62,000 following the Fed Jerome Powell's Jackson Hole speech. During this address, Powell hinted at a potential series of rate cuts by the world's largest central bank. So this is basically a summary of his remarks. I like when they do this on Twitter. So it says the time has come for the Fed policy to adjust. He said the Fed will do anything to support a strong labor market. Remember, I told you he was focused. He's very focused. Remember, he was only out for 15 minutes, literally 15 minutes. He mentioned a lot of support for the labor market, aka unemployment, right? This is what I was telling you guys. I think that behind the scenes, unemployment's a lot higher than we know, right? And what can happen is if unemployment gets out of control, it can actually, they call it an unemployment recession, right? So I think that they can see this on the forefront, and they're about to start reducing interest rates higher than people are expecting in regards to boosting up the market, the labor market, you know, because like I've been telling you guys, being in corporate setting, having a lot of friends, family, and stuff like that are high in corporate for a lot of billion-dollar companies, I see it, I hear it, mass layoffs in the last 8 months, right? You don't really hear much about it. I mean, if you go looking for it, you'll see a lot of, you know, like big stories coming out about it, but when you actually see it happening around you, seeing it to family, seeing it to friends, or friends are like, hey bro, I work for, you know, I don't want to name any companies, but companies that you guys use to search stuff up, companies that we all use and we know of, billion-dollar companies, they're like, bro, we just laid off another 20,000 people, engineers and stuff like that. Like, we're not talking about, the low end. We're talking about high end people and stuff like that. So it's been rough out there. And I think that the unemployment rate is a lot higher than what they're telling us right now. Unemployment supposedly is at 4.3. I'm saying it's probably a little bit higher than 5% right now, in my opinion. And then another quote that he said, Fed does not welcome further weakening in the labor market. Like I told you, he focused on that. And then confidence has grown that inflation is heading to 2%. So those were a couple of the key things that he said that a lot of people are basically picking out of that 10-15 minute speech, indicating that it's already written on the books, right? That we're going to see definitely a reduction in interest rates. And who has been calling this for the last 6 months that September was going to be the time? Right here. Well before anybody was calling it, I called it September. Go back, check. It's all on there. You have to scroll back, right? Because I have 600 videos. Today is an anniversary too, guys. My 600th video that I've put out on our page that we've been out for. I think we're about to be hitting our 2-year anniversary in December. So been out there grinding. I need to step it up though, right? I need to step it up a little bit more. Start doing those personalized videos that we were doing. I've been focusing on just strictly doing lives every day. I feel like, it's just so much better because I can interact with you guys and stuff like that. But I when I first started off, I would drop like multiple videos a day on particular projects, right? So I'll probably jump back on that here coming up soon. So another thing too is that I pointed out, this dovish stance triggered a reaction across various financial markets. U.S. bond yields saw the modest decline, and the U.S. dollar, the DXY, like I pointed out, hit fresh year lows under $101. And like I pointed out, we'll pull this up real quick. Let's pull it up on this chart. The DXY, look at this. It broke below a major support level at that $100.93, and look at it. This right here is a great thing, guys. The dollar, the Dixie goes down, risk assets go up normally, right? So you guys can see when I zoom out, you can see the dollar The last time we've been this low has been back in December 2023. So it has been almost a year since we've dropped down to these lows. So where we're at right now, let's see here, we're below. I wonder if I should move this support level a little bit farther down. Yeah, I'll leave it right there. So we're pretty much right at this support level. If the dollar breaks down any more, like under $100, you're going to see these risk assets going crazy, right? And this is what I'm telling you guys. Back to that bacon and cake analogy. We're setting ourselves up. I mean, as long as we don't get hit with a curveball, I always have to throw that out there because you know how stuff is. But as long as we don't get hit with some kind of a crazy curveball, and I mean like worldwide, another war sparking, or just something, you know, that we can't control, the way things are looking right now, Bitcoin is probably going to be hitting all-time highs soon. Now, Gene came in and asked if we were going to be hitting all-time highs this weekend. I don't think it's going to be that soon, but we could easily see all-time highs in the next few weeks, maybe in the next month or two, right? Yazaril, my bad, dude. If you're still here, I'm just seeing your comment. Right? He said, "What about Shiba Inu? Is there still room for it to run even higher?" We can pull that up here. Troy said, "Happy 600th birthday." I appreciate that, Jay. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. Listen, I wouldn't be doing these videos without you guys, honestly. I know that sounds so cliche to say, but I honestly would not be sitting here doing videos if y'all weren't giving me support and just being here every day. I tell you that with the truth, you know. So I do appreciate everything that you guys do for myself. It's mutual. It very is mutual. So thank you guys so much. Let me pull up Shiba because I feel like crap that I didn't respond to his comment soon enough. What kind of fib retracement do we have going on here? Oh, okay. So this is like Shiba's full chart right here. You can see, obviously, I jumped into Shiba like right here and sold. Oh yeah, remember my story? I bought in on Shiba right here, ran it all the way up and sold back when it was like back here. Don't do what I do. Don't well, what I did. I don't do that crap anymore. But I let all that greed take over. I was up like 25x from where I bought in, and I'm like, hell yeah. And this thing just started going right back down. I'm like, we'll be all right. Finally, after I sold, I was only at like a 3x or 4x. I don't even remember. You know, I still sold and made decent money, but missed out on massive gains off of that. That's like was my learning point right there of the greed. I was like, I didn't like that feeling where I just rode the thing up and down. No diddy on that. But I was just like, bro, I feel like I had potential to make, you know, a certain amount of money was there, and then I watched it just dwindle down. So the question was, what was the question? What about Shiba? Is there still room for it to run even higher? Hell yeah, bro. Shiba's definitely going to run higher, right? I mean, I don't think that Shiba's not going to do well during this, like when we get into the top of this bull run. What I will say, oh, I put Shibu. What I will say is that, you know, with the market cap being still relatively high, right? You have a $9 billion market cap. It's up about 9% today. I think that this project's going to do well in the bull run. You'll probably see it run up. I don't know if it's going to run up to all-time highs, right? Remember, all-time highs for Shiba, market cap-wise, was around, what, 42 million? Let's see if I remember. What is this? If this will get the hell out of my way. Dude, I can't see it with this box in my way. It was $41.3 billion, right? $41.3 billion. So with that being said, I don't think that it's going to, I honestly, in my opinion, don't think Shiba's going to get back up to 40-something billion dollars. And I explained this analogy already with you guys. When Shiba and Doge, Doge went up to 80 billion, right? When they ran up that high in 2021, there wasn't a lot of competition in the meme space, right? You fast forward 3 years now, where we're at right now, and there's a lot more competition. To throw out a few, you have PEPE, right? Dog with Hat. Floki's been doing really well, right? You have a lot of other meme coins that are in the space right now that are doing very well, or that already have very high market caps. Pepe alone is right under Shiba, not too far away from Shiba, right? So, how could you say that Shiba is going to get back up there? Pepe is going to be eating off a lot of this potential money that's going to be coming into Shiba. Same with Dogecoin, right? So, and there's a handful of other meme coins. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of underdogs that are going to do really well as well, like Milady, Myro, what is it? Mog. Mog's going to do really well. All these projects are going to do really well. They might not get up to Pepe status. I think Pepe is going to be up there $20-30 billion market cap, right? It's at already like a $9 million, or I'm sorry, it's at like a $7 billion market cap. So I could see it getting up to, 20-30 plus billion dollars, right? Even these underdogs, though, they're going to get up there in numbers, and that's money that could be going into Shiba, that would have gone into Shiba in 2021. That's not. So I think Shiba's going to do well, but I don't think Shiba and Doge are going to be, when the smoke clears out of this bull run, I honestly don't think they're going to be the top meme coins. I don't think so. Doge, it might hold its top status. It might, right? But Shiba is going to have a rough time holding that, second place as far as being up there per market cap. It has a lot of meme coins that are on its ass, and it ain't going to take much for them to get above Shiba. So, but to answer your question, I think regardless, Shiba is going to do, you're going to see gains in Shiba for sure. I just don't think that you're going to see these all-time high gains as far as getting up to $43 billion again. I could be wrong though, right? Amora said, I'm selling call at $2 billion, Milady at $2 billion, and Mog at $8 billion. I'm going to pull up Mog and call real quick. Amor said, you should see the state of Hawaii poverty. Highest cost of living state, most homeless on the street than any state in the nation. You know what, Amor, do you live in Hawaii, bro? I actually, what's crazy is I saw a chart the other day recently, so I know you're telling the truth. Hawaii is the highest cost per living in all of the states. It is. So I would imagine when you have the high, like California is very expensive to live. They have a very high homeless rate, right? I think also, too, with Hawaii is you have a lot of people that go to Hawaii to be homeless because in San Diego, Los Angeles, even during the summertime, it's like 75 degrees, right? You try to be homeless in Florida. They have to open up freaking shelters during the summertime because it's so hot, right? People will die if you're outside for too long. So in like California, you could be out year round. Build up a freaking little wooden cabin right on the side of the street. You're solid, bro. You got natural air conditioning. You're good, right? So let's pull up Mog, and then we're gonna pull up Call real quick. I want to see what these things are doing. So Mog, let's zoom in a little bit here. Who is texting me? What? Ay. All right, so Mog right now, not looking too bad. Obviously on a nice little run. Right under that $500 million market cap. Looks like it's up, 17% today. Mog is on a run. Nice. Definitely looking good. So looks like so far the bottom technically would be this crazy giga drop right here at the 74. Found that support at 96, around that 618. And you can see it is on a run. Broke above the 0.5. Not looking bad at all. Not looking bad. Obviously you can see the trend. Broke above the trend line for Mog. So looks good, pointing to the upside for now. We're going to have to see what this weekend brings as far as, price action and volume. You guys know usually during the weekends, it kind of dwindles down. So I would like to see us at least hold some of these gains that we've made today, particularly for like Bitcoin, right? I would like to see Bitcoin, if we can hold this weekend at least at this 63.4. That's us dropping $1,000, but holding support at the 63.4 area right here. Going into next week, I think that's going to be a good setup for the market, right? So in Mog, I would say holding support at the 6.1. The 0.5 right here at this 12 mark would be a solid spot for some solid support. NFK, because we have the project up. Look at this. We broke out of our trend line too. Looking great. Looking good, guys. Since Wednesday, since Jasmy dropped the buy Wednesday for NFK, we've been doing good. We are at $71,000 market cap. Liquidity looks solid, 100% locked in. I think we're locked in, guys. I think we're locked in. Let's hold. Let's keep buying. Let's keep just building. This thing, like I said, will not take much for us to get back up to $1 million market cap for this project. And think about it. NFK gets to $1 million. Dollar side NFK, no FUD koala. Look it up on Solana. If this thing, if and whenever we get back up, because remember, we already broke, we got up to about 2.5 million so far, right? Us getting up to $1 million will not take much. And that right there is a 12x from where we're at right now. So anything that you have right now, 12x it. We get to $1 million. Easily can be attainable. And I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Let's look at call. Call looks like it's up about 10%. Nice little run. Not too crazy. I would expect more from a smaller market cap, but not judging. Market cap right now is at about 35 million, so not looking too bad. We'll see how this plays out. Technically, looking at the trend, long-term trend, it still is down below its trend line, but hey, we'll take a 10% day for now. Hopefully it can break above. Let's move this trend line down so we can see what we have to do to break above real quick. Let me move this. Whoa, did that break the trend? Hold on, did I have the trend on incorrectly? I think we broke the trend. We did. We technically broke the trend on call. Yeah, we broke the trend on call. I don't want you to get ahead of yourself, but we did break the trend on call, so we're not looking bad. And this is kind of how everything right now looks, right? Everything was on that downward trend. Today we saw a big boost in the market. We were able to break above the trend for majority of the projects right now. So, I mean, call doesn't look bad, up about 10%. We'll see what the future brings because Cronos has been pretty ghost town for the last few weeks. We have call up 9%, Mary about 6%. Nothing really too noticeable with anything else. Everything's about 5 or 6%. So not looking terrible, but nothing too crazy to run home and tell mom about, right? As far as for Cronos. Look at remember we've been watching this RTR. RTR's up 10% too. What's this LP rewards right here? What is this? This pool has been rewarded 2.6 million to liquidity providers. Oh, nice. It says tokens launched on Moonshot automatically reward creditors and holders. Nice. That's not bad. Nice little incentive. I wonder what they're giving out. Oh shit. Let's see here. So they're giving out 5% of whatever you put into the lock liquidity on here. Not too bad. And you can actually go in and put liquidity in here if you wanted to for this project. We should look this up for our project. What sucks is that this already so this Moonshot is basically when people are building on to Solana, you can use this Moonshot to actually drop your project on, and it gives incentives like this, right? It actually gives incentives like that, and it actually helps investors as well for like those rug pulls and stuff. But this came out. Our project's an OG. We're moving on to like 6 months. This just dropped like 2 months ago, so it wasn't out when we were dropping the project, or obviously we probably would have taken advantage of this. So, but this project looks like I'm kind of pissed off. I know I keep saying this for a couple projects. I'm kind of pissed off because I was like so close to my buy zone and I didn't buy in. And you can see that it has run up since then from the buy zone, the bottom. Let me see how much it is up. I would probably say like what, 20%? Oh, only about a little over 10%. So nothing too crazy. Market cap's at about $4 million and you have, 2.7 million locked in liquidity. We'll see how this plays out. Like I told you guys, this was supposedly backed by you know, some of the Trump family and stuff like that, but then they came out and said that they're not backing this project. But I wouldn't be surprised if we find out later on that they actually are involved in the project. So more news to come on that one. We'll see how that plays out. Well, guys, I think we're going to finalize the stream here. So Bitcoin, like I said, guys, it's Friday, so I'm going to go out and go get my tea on. But before we go, let's go over a couple things. Don't you leave yet. Hit that like button, one. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys are open this weekend because we will have our streams. We're going to have our members-only streams. We'll be going over some good and, you know, important stuff this weekend like we always do, right? First things first is Bitcoin. Like I said, this weekend, if we are going to see our typical weekend where we kind of have, you know, the slow weekend, low liquidity, low volume. I'm sorry, not low liquidity, but low volume into the market. 63,400 is what I want to see us find some support on. If we can find that support, I think we're setting ourselves up for a good week, right? So we'll keep an eye on that. Wood Turning Exotics, what's going on, brother? He said Win and Maniki. Bro, do you remember, I think it was yesterday or the other day, you asked about Maniki. I couldn't pull the freaking project up for whatever reason. I could not find, like on DeFi, I could not find the project. Real quick on Win. Gina's usually asking about Win. So you guys can see it bounced off of the support level that we pretty much have mapped out at around the 75. And it looks like it's coming up. Next spot for some resistance is going to be the 93.19 area. 93.19 is going to be a big spot for some resistance. You can see from our support level to where it's at right now, it's up about 16%, so it doesn't look bad at all. You know, Gina pointed this out, and I agreed with her that this is a sleeper project right here. As far as I think this project, I don't think it's going to break records on market cap or anything like that, but I think during the bull run, this project's going to do really well. Small market cap. It's trading on a lot of major exchanges. Also, it's, you know, obviously a Solana, you know, native token, right? So it's on the Solana network. I think this project's going to do really well in the bull run. A sleeper is what I like to call it. Let's try to look up Maniki real quick and see. For whatever reason, I could not pull it up yesterday. It's not pulling up. I don't know what's going on, what I'm doing wrong here. Yeah, it's not pulling up. Oops. Dude, I don't know if it's something I'm doing, but it's like not pulling up. It's pulling up on TradingView. Oh, it's Maniki. Is that what it is? Maniki, not Miniki? Bro, you guys have been spelling it wrong, and I'm sitting here running with it. Yesterday, y'all had me looking like a damn fool yesterday. I'm on stream like, I can't find it. Where's the project? We're sitting here spelling it wrong. Yeah. It's MAN, bro. I'm right there with you, dude. I was sitting here for like 5 minutes trying to search for the damn project. No, you're good, bro. Don't worry. I should have known this. We've looked up this project since it dropped. So, I mean, for this particular project, right? Market cap still looks good. One thing I want to point out, it's been out for 4 months and it's still holding a $40 million market cap. Liquidity is at right under $11 million. Locked liquidity looks great. Solid project. It's a, you know, this is one of the big boy projects. As of right now, though, I will say, you can see the trend, obviously, right? You can see that trend is still pointing towards the downside. So still has room to move before we're going to get bullish on this, right? First things first is at 786 at around the 60 mark. breaking above this trend, obviously that's what it needs for it to get for us to really start saying that, okay, this thing's about to start running. But for right now, what I can say for this project particularly would be, if I was bullish long term, I would probably just be stacking up right now, because you can see where it's technically at. It's not far from pretty much a nice solid low where it looks like it's bottomed out, right? Let me put this right here. You can see it's pretty much chopped sideways, consolidating at this level. You can see it bounce multiple times, consolidating, and now it's starting to lift up. So still not far from that area. So I would say if you're looking to buy in or add to your bag, where you're at right now, probably not a bad spot, you know, to be dollar cost averaging in and adding to the bag. So, but we still have some spots that I've said, or still have areas before we're going to get bullish on it. Like I said, 786, somewhere around this 60 mark. And then obviously the trend, we want to see this break the trend. So, but it doesn't look bad at all, bro. We'll keep an eye on. I'll put it on my watch list for this. I'll literally put this on the watch list. Bam, it's on our watch list, so we don't have to worry about spelling anymore, right? And we'll act like that never happened. Well, that never happened, all right? We've been spelling it correctly. It was the deck screener was just, incorrect. Rug said, congratulations on the 600 video. Bro, hey, you too, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I really do. I can't express it enough, guys. I really do. I thank you guys so much, really, for the support on the channel. You guys being here, hitting that like button, and just being here and talking crypto. I really do appreciate you guys as much. It's a mutual thing. It really is. And I look forward to us building the channel, right? Slowly but surely. Us building and building. I started this channel in the in the bear market a year and a half ago, and it was rough. It really was, because no one wanted to talk about crypto during the bear market. We started blowing up. The channel blew up. I jumped up, 6,000 subscribers, and I'm hoping for it to happen again, right? My next goal is 10,000, and we'll go from there. But we'll never, ever forget all my day ones and everybody that's been here through the thick and through the thin. And I'm being honest, guys. I really do appreciate you guys so much. So, but with all that, mushy stuff, Amor said he's been riding since last May. I know you have, bro. Well, with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. Have a great night tonight. It's Friday night. Be safe out there. If you are sipping on the Twisted Tea, don't drive. Don't do any of that stuff. Make sure you Uber so you can be here tomorrow fresh and fit for our other streams. And obviously, if you're a members Sundays, we will be streaming as well, covering some whatever you guys want to cover. So with that being said, guys, I thank you so much. I will see each and every one of you guys tomorrow. It's been a great day. The markets are pumping. Enjoy yourselves. All right, guys. See you later.